diving instructor searching for a missing diver became trapped in a narrow rock crevice, unable to move. Just as he was about to suffocate, his teammate pulled him free, giving him a second chance at life. The moment he escaped, he swam desperately toward the cave entrance. But when he finally surfaced, everyone at the scene was stunned. His abdomen had swollen to the size of a woman 9 months pregnant, looking as if it could burst at any moment. And this is the story we're covering today: the Jacobs Well diving incident in the United States. Jacobs Well is located in the northwestern part of Hays County. It is a natural artesian spring with an opening approximately 4 meters, 13 feet, in diameter. Renowned for its crystal clear, sapphire blue water, it is often referred to as the Blue Sapphire of Texas. Although the surface appears calm and peaceful, beneath the water lies an extremely complex limestone cave system. The cave is primarily composed of 5 chambers, with the passage connecting the 3rd and 4th chambers being the most dangerous. Known as the Birth Canal, it is only about 50 centimeters, 20 inches wide, so narrow that a single diver can barely squeeze through. Once the water is disturbed, fine silt from the cave floor quickly fills the passage, reducing visibility to nearly zero. At the time, Jacobs Well was open to anyone holding an open water diver certification. However, the 4th chamber had never been successfully explored by any human diver. In September 1979, a diving club organized a weekend trip to Jacobs Well. The plan was simple: explore the 3 chambers that had already been mapped. Club leaders made one rule absolutely clear: no one was to attempt entry into the unexplored 4th chamber. But to 2 young club members, it didn't sound like a warning. It sounded like an invitation. They were 19-year-old Kent Maupin and 20-year-old Mark Brashear. Late that night, they persuaded 21-year-old Joe Moyer to join them, and the 3 secretly entered Jacobs Well. At first, they followed an existing guideline and descended slowly. The 1st chamber was about 7.6 meters, 25 feet, deep and relatively spacious. During the day, sunlight could reach all the way to the bottom. They then continued down to the 2nd chamber at roughly 16.8 meters, 55 feet. This was the most complex section of Jacobs Well, filled with branching passages and dead ends known as false chimneys. One wrong turn could easily leave a diver hopelessly lost. After successfully passing through the 2nd chamber, they reached the 3rd chamber at a depth of about 23 meters, 75 feet. Here, the water pressure was already 3 times greater than at the surface, a depth where nitrogen narcosis commonly occurs. But Kent and his friends had no idea. At the far end of the 3rd chamber, they finally saw the legendary passage known as the Birth Canal. Kent and Mark were thrilled. They had found the entrance to the 4th chamber. Joe immediately warned them. The passage looked extremely unstable, and everything beyond it was completely unknown. A serious accident could happen at any moment. But Kent had already made up his mind. "Wait here," he told Joe. "We'll go take a look. We'll be back in 10 minutes. With that, he turned sideways and squeezed into the narrow passage. Mark followed close behind. Slowly, the 2 disappeared from Joe's sight. Joe remained alone in the 3rd chamber. Minute after minute passed. He checked his pressure gauge repeatedly. The air in his tank was dropping fast. He knew Kent